everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Erin Martinovich. I'm the Vice President of University Advancement at Alfred University, and you're here to go inside the Bromley Daggett Equestrian Center at the Maris Cuneo Equine Park. I've got a couple of friends with me today. This is Sugar, and this is Ashley, and we are so excited to introduce you to our dynamic new director, to some of our amazing equestrian riders and outstanding student athletes. And you're going to get a real sneak peek on what's happening here with these beautiful animals. Just a couple of housekeeping items. We are going to have a facilitated call between our president, Mark Zupan, and Adam D'Agostino. So while you might have some questions, we invite you to put them in the chat and we'll get to them in the Q&A at the end of our conversation. And in order to get you really excited about being here today, we have a quick video. So I'm going to ask my colleagues to cue the video. Sit back and enjoy our conversation today.
Alfred University's equestrian program offerings, from business degrees to athletic teams, prepare students from all over the globe for meaningful careers working with horses. We provide diverse experiences that empower students to pursue opportunities that cultivate exceptional skills.
Thank you to Erin and her advancement team for organizing today's Inside Alfred experience at the Bromley Daggett Equestrian Center. We're here at the Maris Cuneo Equine Park at Alfred University that's situated 3 miles south of our main campus. And we're thrilled you're here. We have Bob and Pat Codisfoti with us live, Saxon Circle generous supporters. We want to thank all of our philanthropic supporters, our Saxon Circle members, our Heritage Circle members. And I want to turn first to some introductions, and we'll ask each person, first on the faculty staff side and then on the student side, to introduce themselves, their background, how long they've been with us at Alfred, what they do for the program or as part of the program, and any favorite aspects of Alfred University that they'd care to share with our audience today. And I'm going to turn it over first to my left, Adam D'Agostino, who we're honored that he joined us this summer as the new head of our equestrian programs, and he's also the head coach of our Western equestrian team.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adam D'Agostino. I'm the director of equestrian at Alfred University, and I'm also the head Western coach. I come from a 15-year background in equine academics. I've also been an AQHA professional horseman and APHA professional horseman for that duration. My background is more in the Western industry, but I have definitely put my toe in with hunt, seat, and dressage as well. And then, Alfred is just an amazing community. That's what brought me here. My partner and I call it the Magic Mountain, and that's really why we're here. This is an amazing community filled with people who are all working together to collaborate to change student lives, and that's really important to me as an educator. So that's what brought me here.
Hi there, my name is Teresa Shatton. I'm the head hunt seat coach here at Alfred University. I've been working in equine academics for about 6 years now, being at Alfred University for 3. My history in riding, I've been riding since I was a young child for about 24 years now, and dabbled in a little bit of disciplines being hunt seat and Western. I found my true passion in hunt seat and decided to pursue my career in that. And my favorite kind of aspect of Alfred is just being able to work with our diverse student population here. It's been really meaningful seeing our students that come into our program, learn and grow with us, and then graduate and see them coming back and being successful out in their careers.
Hello, my name is Teresa Oliver. I'm the head dressage coach, assistant Huntsy coach, and participate in the EAP program here offered at Alfred University. And so I'm certified as an equine specialist. Before this, I was actually working in personal training and health coaching personally for my own business, but historically I had many years of experience working with horses. I grew up riding. My father was a farrier, and I worked for various competitors as either a groom or a trainer or just an exercise rider and those kind of things. So I have a lot of background for probably at least 15, 20 years there. I came to Alfred looking to get back involved in horses and wanting to make an impact on the industry. And really, this is a great place with a lot of students who are eager to learn and really wanting to have put their footprint in the world. So it's very exciting.
Hey, I'm Ashley Wyant. I am the assistant Western coach here at Alfred. I'm fairly new. I think I've only been here for a couple months, but it is the Magic Mountain. It's beautiful here. The students are wonderful. It's so inclusive, and you feel like you're at home when you're here. My background is working for multiple trainers in the AQHA, some APHA, world trainers, world champions, that kind of thing. Mostly the Western. I did do the hunt seat and the under saddle for a while. Really, I love being here. It just felt like home instantly. So, really.
And speaking of students, we have a sophomore, a junior, and a senior with us today. So we'll let them introduce themselves, starting on my right.
I'm Brooke Waco. I am a junior business admin major with minors in equine business management and equine studies.
And captain.
I guess I'm a Western captain.
Yeah. And favorite aspect of Alfred?
Probably just like the home environment, like Ashley was saying. You really come up here and you feel like home.
Hi, I'm Emma Suplicki. I'm a senior here at Alfred, majoring in political science, minoring in equine business management, equine studies, and public law. I am a third-year Western captain. And I would say my favorite aspect of Alfred is the opportunities we're given here. The horses are fantastic. We have a wonderful staff that supports us. And
where's hometown?
East Concord, New York.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Maggie Childs. I'm a sophomore. I am a psychology major, and I'm a first year captain on the hunting team. And I really just enjoy how close the barn is here and how we can just come whenever, and there's always people here to talk to.
And where's home for you?
Oh, Rochester.
Okay. Well, we're thrilled you're here. A little bit of background. Horses have long been part of the Alfred University community. They were once the main form of transportation. And according to Lori Lounsbury-Meehan, our university archivist, we used to have a livery behind what is now Jordan Hall. So we had quite a few horses right in the central part of campus. Lori's dug up pictures from 1933, pretty close to here, of students riding their horses. We first started a riding club in 1974, and we operated that club out of Angelica at Brentwood Stables. And then in 1982, joined the the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. We started competing the following year, 1983. We also host competitions nowadays for the Interscholastic Horse Show Association, and then also for the Youth Equestrian Development Association. And we have through EGALA certification for the first time since June 2024. 400 acres here at the Maris Cuneo Equine Park, fabulous riding facilities, a barn to support the operation. 50 students are involved in a living learning experience. It's a wonderful intersection curricular to co-curricular. 3 collegiate athletic teams, and we compete and have placed well nationally over the years. We have 40 university-owned horses here, 10 horses that are owned by students. And on top of that, we have a miniature horse, Goose, who's been an incredibly effective recruiter and community builder for the Alfred University community. He was with us on Halloween when we had a trunk or treat at the house that evening for community area children. And then we also have 2 donkeys. So I'm going to now turn it over to questions of our faculty and staff. Adam, if you could lead it off, what's the future hold, the equine future for Alfred University?
You know, one thing I love about Alfred, the sky is kind of the limit here. You know, really, if you can see it, the Alfred community will help you build that. And so that's the core of my vision here. A big foundation of my career is giving access to horses to people who may not traditionally have that access. So I definitely want to take this program into urban communities and help draw in students from urban communities that maybe have an interest in horses. I also want to help just stick to our three pillars of mentorship and inclusion and intersections, and really start to be creative with our degree programs. Right now we offer equine business management that opened in the fall of 2023. And we just launched a psychology program for equine assisted psychotherapy. And through those channels, we can really start to diversify what we're doing out here and bring students to horses that maybe didn't see that as their career path, but that thought that could work for them. And then working with, of course, our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences to further develop our pre-veterinary offerings and potentially start to bring more students access throughout the United States to vet schools outside of New York. So really excited to kind of take our program that way. For our athletic programs, we would like to be at the national level every year. Is that going to happen this year? I don't know, but we're developing toward becoming a dominant program. And those are just a few of the things that we're hopefully looking forward to in the future. And then for our community, and I mean Southwestern New York, being an education center where horse people can come to learn and better their horses' lives with us as kind of educational stewards for them.
So 2 existing majors. We also have 2 minors in equestrian studies.
We have 2 minors today.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about it yet, but we're trying to develop a few more. You know, so equine business management is a great minor for folks who maybe don't want to do the full business degree, but might be going to vet school. So it helps diversify their portfolio. And then equestrian studies has been with us the longest. I found a pamphlet in my office from the 70s that showed some curriculum that was built back then. And equestrian studies is really for the folks who love horses and want to study them at a little bit of a deeper level, but maybe will have a primary career in something else. And it's for a lot of our students that maybe want to be trainers. Horse trainers kind of start their journey with that.
That program started in 1974, and we've been here at the Equine Center since 2005.
Yep.
So we're very grateful to the Bromley Daggett family, to Maris and Peter Cuneo for their wonderful support. And you spoke about engaging the community more broadly. The Equifest is just one example. Our students, faculty, staff do a lot of volunteer work in the community to engage.
Yeah, that's an absolute cornerstone of the program. Giving back is what I think all horsemen and horsewomen should do. This career can be really insular if you don't look to what the rest of the world is doing. And, you know, we really want to teach our students that's not the way to go, that you want to have an amazing career in horses, but also help people on the way up. So we work with a lot of therapeutic riding centers to help volunteer for them. Equestrian is going to be awesome. That's in March. There'll be more information coming out about that. But that program will have vendors, local vendors selling their stuff. We'll have a tax swap to help kind of stimulate the equine community coming together. Some youth events, so there'll be games and stuff for kids, a scavenger hunt. Just trying to really create that atmosphere of what we've talked about, making this people's home and letting them know we're here to help them whenever they might need it for not just horsey things. I mean, that's what we specialize in, but we have a pretty awesome group of faculty that are ready to help whenever needed.
Speaking of the awesome group, Teresa, what makes the programs here stand out for you?
Yeah,
And for our students?
I think there's multiple things that make the program stand out. You know, first and foremost, Adam was just talking about our academic programs. It's pretty diverse with having the business management degree program as well as the equine assisted psychotherapy. I think the psychotherapy is a huge standout. There's not that many programs nationally that focus on the psychology side and that work with horses. Among that, our facility, we encompass multiple disciplines. So we're very diverse. So we have the hunt seat, the Western, and the dressage programs. And we encourage our students to dabble a little bit in each of them as well. You know, we ask them to specialize in one discipline that they compete on as a varsity team. But then we have so many other riding class opportunities where you can take dressage 1, Western 1, hunt seat 1, that again, they can really have that diverse background, especially if they're wanting to work in the industry as well. Aside from that, I think that we have a lot of personalized coaching and teaching for our students as well. Our writing classes, we tend to max those out at 6 students and sometimes try to keep them a little bit lower. But again, they're getting as much one-on-one attention with their instructors as they can. I know, having been through a collegiate program myself, that's really important. You want to feel that connection with your staff. So I think those are the main points there for me.
Thanks, Teresa, and it's Teresa with the TH. We'll move on to the TE, Teresa. Dressage is our youngest sport here at Alfred University, added just a few years ago.
Yes.
Teresa just now mentioned the equine assisted therapy, psychotherapy. What kind of doors does that open up for our students?
A lot of different doors, as far as in the equine assisted psychotherapy. If you're interested in psychology, it combines the curriculum from the equine, from the psychology program, as well as the equine studies and equine business management, and allows students the opportunity to explore possible career for working in equine assisted psychotherapy, which involves just using horses in their natural environment to facilitate growth and learning and self-awareness of the participants. So whether you be a mental health counselor, an equine specialist, if you want to just have an equine business but specialize in equine therapeutics that focus on working with veterans, there's just many different opportunities but focused on building relationships, really, whether it be horses or people.
And that major in the Equestrian Center is a key reason we have a major project going at Beaver Hollow with an alumnus and his family who run that facility for first responders and veterans, military personnel, because it's a way to deal with PTSD issues, and some very sophisticated studies now that our psychology faculty members and counseling faculty members are assisting to what techniques really maximize the impact of the therapeutic impact.
Yes, and we're hoping to build more connections like that with some more facilities around the area and really build up through the community and be able to offer, and like I'm saying, give back and really coordinate.
And the first, Army connection is with Fort Drum, that's been cycling through the Beaver Hollow facility and benefiting from our partnership.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of great results and more evidence-based showing how effective it is.
Ashley, we're big believers in learning by doing. And that one of the key intersections is with those applied learning opportunities. How have you seen that in action here at the Equestrian Center? If there are any examples that come to mind?
So there's a ton of examples, but to pick one, it's really the students learning on some of the newer horses that have come in, and there's a little more modern twist to some of them on how you ride, and just using more leg and having a better connection with that horse, and really making it a one situation. And we kind of always joke, all coaches and trainers do, that we'll go to our graves saying more leg. It's just something that it might be an inside joke. I don't know, but I feel like we'll always say more leg, and the industry right now is very leg driven, and just watching these young riders learn that. And so we have a few that are very leg driven, and just seeing that light bulb and that aha moment come on when they figure it out and they make that connection. And it's wonderful to watch. And you're so proud of them in that moment. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's one of the great aspects of being a teacher when something clicks for one of your students. So.
You just makes your day a little.
So let me turn to our students. Brooke, you've seen changes now in staffing and programs growth. How have you experienced those? How have they benefited your experience here at Alfred University?
Yeah, there's been a ton of significant growth, and it's better to all of us, I think. It's a lot more hands-on work, which I feel like we all needed, and going through that change, it was hard and it was a little difficult, but it made me open up and realize that growth and change is good, and it's always going to be a weird experience, but it's gonna better all of us.
We have an athletic director. She's been a wonderful addition, Deb Stewart, who likes to say there's no growth in the comfort zone, and there's no comfort in the growth zone. So it sounds like it's been challenging, but you've learned a lot.
Yeah.
So Emma, you're a nationally recognized rider. How did AU make that possible for you?
I mean, we have a wonderful support system here. We have some fantastic horses. We have a wide variety of horses with different levels of experience and skills, which makes a whole lot stronger of a rider. The team is super supportive. You become a family with these girls, and it's honestly, you can't replace it. There's nothing better. I wouldn't change it for the world because they're making me who I am today.
And Maggie, you're young in the process here at Alfred University. Have you learned the aspect about more leg?
Yeah.
Or what other hands-on learning experiences have you benefited from? And where do you see your career in Alfred going and beyond?
Yeah, so with all these changes, I've realized a lot with how much more the horse care is important. So like we're here at 6 a.m. every morning and we're feeding the horses and just taking care of them. And I see a big benefit in them with these changes. So that's helpful.
Well, we're thrilled you're here.
Yes.
So, and Erin, I think we're ready to turn it over to questions from the audience.
Terrific. We have only one question so far, but I think it's a good one, and it's one that I think we're going to throw to Adam to start. Jim Varner shares that he doesn't know much about equestrian competitions, so he asked you to please explain what ones Alfred competes in.
Yeah, so Jim, thank you for the question. So we compete with the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association and the Intercollegiate Dressage Association. Both of those are a type of equestrian competition called a random draw competition. So we do a lot of work as coaches preparing our riders to really adapt to any situation they're put in. When they get to a horse show, the horse show provides the horses, which is unusual. In the traditional part of the industry, when you travel to horse shows, you're bringing your own familiar horses with you. But here, they're going to be getting potentially on horses they've never seen, let alone ridden before. They get an opportunity to watch the horses be ridden by a professional or a warm-up rider. And then when it comes time for their class, they get on the horse and they go right to the ring. And so that really challenges their ability to do something that we in our industry call catch riding. So catch riding is kind of, you have to limited amount of time to learn what that horse does. But as soon as the student is on, they're led to the ring and they have to perform. And for our upper level riders, that would be jumping a course of fences with no warm up. Our reiners have to go in and do a reining pattern with no warm up. So those are very complicated upper level forms of riding. And we have to teach our students those strategies to kind of read the horse while they also have to sit in a certain position and perform at a certain set of instructions. And so there's a lot of challenge in that for our students, but that from that challenge comes their ability to evolve as riders. They learn as much from showing as they do from practice. And so it's very similar for the IDA, Dressage Association. They do get I believe it's a 10-minute warm-up. Yeah,
Yes.
10-minute warm-up. That type of sport it's so complicated that there has to be that union of horse and rider. Not that the Western and the Hunt Seat aren't that way, but they're asked to perform tests. And so they'll go out and do certain maneuvers following the written test. And so that's where the warm-up kind of gives them a little bit more time to feel the horse. Their tests are traditionally longer than our riders are in the ring for Western and Hunt Seat. So that's where the necessity for the warm-up comes from. As far as other competitions, we are moving in an era toward taking our students to unrated shows for Western Hunt Seat, potentially dressage, and then with the goal in the next couple of years to bring our students to rated competitions. That is certainly a privilege that Alfred affords us with their generous support. But those meaningful connections to the industry sometimes can only be done organically. So that's kind of where we're taking the shape of competition for our riders from now to then. But we'll still stick to our roots and show in the IHSA and the IDA. We have our sights set on winning some more national titles. We're lucky to have a rich history of competing at that level. And dressage as well has been at that level. And I have a pretty good feeling that we're going to be back there this year or in the next couple of years.
And we're hosting a competition, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, correct?
Yeah, we host quite a few actually. I think we're doing 11 horse shows and events this year. So for the size of our facility, that's quite the feat. So we don't currently host dressage, although we're trying to aim for that in the fall. But this year we've hosted already a home Hunt Seat show. We've hosted a show for the Interscholastic Equestrian Association, so high school, middle school. And then the Western season starts pretty quickly. Currently we host all the shows for the Western region, the regular season. Hunt Seat does tend to travel to do that. we're just in a region of the country where hunt seat is a little more dominant. So it's more common amongst the local colleges, but, in the future, we plan to host bigger events. Alfred has hosted semifinals, which is the last stop for nationals for Western. We just had to outsource that. So I'd like to bring that home at some point. But yeah, we're kind of trying to use this facility in a new dynamic way that was kind of built foundationally here. And then we have a couple more IEA shows for Hunt Seat and Western. And then we finish up the season with the YEDA show, so Youth Equestrian Development Association. And they ride in the same format we do. So it's very good for those middle school and high school students to see, to come and ride our horses and experience them. We're really blessed to have a great herd of animals that can provide those learning outcomes and those competition outcomes for that level of competition.
In advance of today's program, we heard from an alum who's all excited. His granddaughter Sierra will be riding. She just got to college and get to experience the Magic Mountain here at Alfred University.
Yeah, we get to do that a lot. Our riding classes are open to everyone. We do a recruit model for the team, traditional to any other sport, but for the riding classes, especially our Western one and Hunt Seat one, those classes tend to really draw in a lot of people who've never touched a horse till they got to Alfred. And so that's been really cool to see them kind of stick with it throughout their time here. And they're actually in both organizations, there's a room for people who've never ridden a horse before. So I can't imagine being like a football player going to college and playing football for the first time. But some of these students, when they come in here, the first time they touch a horse and compete is with us. So that makes this a really special experience for us as well. But I would say we have at least 15 riders that started riding at Alfred. So we have the ability to coach the upper level, top level riders and the newbies. And that makes it a really cool experience.
It's one of the beauties of a smaller place like Alfred University, the experiences you get to partake in. We have one of our 18 Ukrainian students has never did swimming and diving, and now he's a champion diver on our swimming and diving team. And we just had a rom-com performance by our theater group, and he was one of the 5 stars that had never acted before, but based on his performance, he's got a future.
Yeah,
and then Peter Cuneo of Peter and Maris Cuneo, Peter's a life trustee member of ours, currently past board chair, came back to talk to our students about how he grew as a leader in the more intimate, caring learning environment. When you're a big school, you don't get to sample stuff. Like if you've never experienced what it's like to be on a horse, that magic wouldn't happen at a lot of bigger places.
Yeah, and we open the door for a lot of new experiences. We have a rider, who's a senior from South Africa, from Johannesburg, and her name is Elaine van der Marva, and she has a traditional background in dressage. Western isn't as well developed in that part of the world, and she started riding Western here, and she has been to nationals actually. So it's really fun working with her because she relates a lot of her experience to what she's learning here, and it's just been cool to watch somebody who came in very developed, but develop in other ways in other areas. And I really truly feel that as a rider, that psychology has changed when you start trying new disciplines. You can be an Olympic level athlete and get on a horse of a different discipline, and it's a positively humbling experience. And that's where growth happens. And I think it makes you a better rider and just a better person to try those new experiences. When you're at a place like Alfred, it's easy to do that.
And for high school students, we run a summer camp.
Yeah, we have a couple, yeah. So we redid the format, but it should be launched on the website now. We start the Future Prospect Camp is for 12-year-olds to 16-year-olds. And then we have the recruit camp that is 14-year-olds to high school seniors. And those camps are designed to kind of engage you with the athletic program. And then we are launching for the first time an institute type camp that will highlight all the areas of the equine studies part of our campus. So there'll be an equine business management day, equine assisted psychotherapy day, just teaching students that it's not only about showing horses, that the animal husbandry side is a huge part of what we do here and what we're teaching here.
Yeah, there's some huge opportunities in the industry.
Absolutely, yeah.
And for prospective students and their families, if they're interested in exploring more about we're open 5 days a week.
Yeah, we're open Monday through Friday. We have plenty of events. We're working with admissions to build a way to be a little more accessible on the weekends. We just travel a lot, so we're not always here. You can always get a hold of our emails too. We're very happy to engage with anybody interested. But we have quite a few events here that students are always welcome. And that's important to have access here, but our horses do need their nap time. So that's why we do shut down at night, so they can rest and relax. And to me, rest is a huge part of managing them very well. But when we're open, every horse here is super friendly. And I know there's a video circulating of you riding one. So what I love about this place, it's a horsey campus. You're going to find horse people everywhere in unexpected ways. The Dean of the College of Business, Pauline Stamp, is a lifelong equestrian. She has a daughter who's an alumni, but also her other daughter is a professional horse trainer. And that can be surprising to prospects, but horses are really welcomed here and supported. And so you're going to meet AU people everywhere that understand the horse. And but yeah, we're physically open during the week, and we're always welcome to make appointments for tours.
And Adam mentioned email addresses for faculty, staff. Standard rule of thumb is just last name at alfred.edu unless there's more than one of us with the same last name. Let me
So
turn it over to this.
We have
Go
one
ahead.
more question, Mark. There's so much to talk about, not to mention the fact that I am looking forward to getting on a horse for the first time. Ashley, I'm really excited. But we have a great question for our students right now. Alfred is one of a small number of universities with an equestrian program, especially one that integrates with business psychology. For the students, did AU's equestrian opportunities influence your choice to come to AU?
I mean, speaking as a senior, 4 years ago, when I first looked at Alfred, it was the main driving factor of why I came here. Horses have always been a big part of my life, and I wasn't ready to be taken away from that. So that was one of the biggest factors in why I came here.
I think same goes for me. I've always been around horses, and it was one of my top priorities of picking a college is, does it have an equine program? Is it, can I also focus on a business major as a background or have horses in my background? My life has always been equine driven, so it was a really big factor.
The horses were definitely a big factor for me too. I didn't horse show a lot when I was younger, and then being able to go to horse shows almost every other weekend was crazy for me, and I love it. So much fun. The team is great.
Yeah, when the trustees back in the 2000s started thinking about this equine park, their hope was that it would draw students and it would be distinctive. And I think the answers testified that their gut instincts were correct, and similar instincts on Saxon Hill, the athletic complex, which will tie together Foster Lake, the equine park here, and the new fields not too far away. Retention graduation rates are 10 percentage points higher, at least for student athletes on average. So it's a more successful experience when you have an additional community beyond your curricular studies. And a follow-up question, how long the three of you have been riding, and how did you fall in love with horses to begin with?
I've been riding for 17 years. I started when I was 4. My mom always wanted to ride horses and never got the opportunity to, and we lived around the corner from a farm, so that's how I got started. I was very fortunate to be put into multiple different programs. I was in 4-H for a very long time. I dabbled in the IEA and the YETA programs. I won a national championship through the Youth Equestrian Development Association my senior year of high school. And then I came here, and I've been thriving and loving it. And I have 4 horses of my own, so it really is my whole life.
Yeah, same pretty much goes for me. I've been riding for 17 years. I was lucky enough to have a mom who was already in it. She grew up with horses and she grew up on a farm. And I was lucky enough that she just said, "Here you go." Threw me on a horse at the age of 3, and it stuck. So here I am.
I've been riding for about 15 years. I started around 4. My grandparents, none of my family knew anything about horses. My grandparents did pony rides through the park and rec place in town, and I just continued since then.
So sounds like that love happens pretty early in the equation. And that's similar we find with our engineering prospects and students. It's amazing how many as kids played with Legos early on. It's like 95% accurate in predicting whether they're going to be an engineering student down the road. So.
Well, that's all the questions we have, folks. I think that obviously there's a lot of passion in the room and there was a lot of great sharing of information. We're so grateful to our students and our faculty for sharing their passions with us. And on behalf of Alfred University, thanks for coming inside the Equestrian Center with us today. We've loved having you.
We wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and we're very grateful for all of your support.